am here with Vince Culicerto of the Shady Spring Tigers, and Vince, it's another year, but I get the feeling from talking to some of your players that there's a different kind of feeling around this team. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
do you think that is, and your expectations?
Well, we got a lot of senior leadership and junior, and not only that, kids that's played a lot. You know, sometimes you can have a few seniors and juniors that are now getting to finally start. But no, these boys started since 10th grade, some of them 9th. They've been around. They've been around me. We've all been around each other. And, you know, these kids play with each other since Midget League. And they know what kind of years they've had with this cycle. And they know that, you know, we've worked hard in the off season and did the other things that we needed to do. And we've been more together doing that. So, yeah, everybody's excited, and you know, if you know you're missing some things here and there, and you're lacking some things, then people are a little uneasy. But we feel we got a lot of things covered, and we're going to be all right.
How did it help guys like your senior class, Brody, Seabolt, you had Colton Henderson? How did it help them going out and playing the caliber teams like the Roans and Independences, and how did that prepare them for where they're at right now?
No, it just lets you know what the better teams are about, and if you think you want to get there, how strong were they? You know, how much did they hit you? How well did they run their offense? How well did, you know, that just gives you an idea.
You feel like they took that and used that as motivation for their
Of course,
senior year?
yeah, of course. I mean, they came back, you know, because those were some rough games, and if they weren't wanting to get there, they wouldn't have came back. They wouldn't be out for football still, and they're here. They didn't leave. They didn't take off. Nowadays, kids can take off and go somewhere else, but they felt that we could do it here, and they knew what it took. And you know, you beat some teams, and then you get beat bad by some teams. That just shows you, you know, in between what it is you got to do. And Brody and Colton, those are two guys that started since 10th grade, and they've seen the ups and downs that we've had, and we've had some ups. You know, we've had some good things happen. So they know what it takes.
Colton Henderson, for example, what's made him morph into a player where now colleges are on him about playing at the next level?
He's a big kid. I mean, just height and
He's
it's just all proportioned the right way. And he works hard. He's a weight room he loves. He works as hard as he can. He's a good kid. He's never gave us one bit of a problem. And he's smart. Works
Coach
hard.
Smith told me that he's in the engineering program.
Oh yeah, he's a smart kid. Like as a whole, our team is very smart. But he's a good kid, works hard. He gives you nothing to complain about, and you know, big kid, and he wants to go to the next level. That's a big thing that I try to tell these kids. You got to want to, because that's such a different deal once you go to the next level.
When did you know he was ready to play at the varsity level? Because he's one that did start.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, of course we were a little thin in some areas, but he's always been a pretty big kid, and I knew he could handle it physically most of the time, and you know, I knew right from the beginning he could handle it, and he's shown so far that he can. And I'm hoping this year, you know, last year he started showing signs of being the bully a little bit, being the one that's pushing people around with most people, and I'm hoping, you know, this is his year to really shine.
Brody Seabolt is probably and was and did play some safety for you early, but he moved up to linebacker, and he told me he wanted to play linebacker. He's got D-back size,
Yeah,
but he's got a linebacker mentality. Just talk about the fact he's undersized, but he's got that mentality.
Yeah, he does, and he wants to win. That boy plays hard. Great, another super kid, smart. Not a problem whatsoever, and a practicer. He does everything right.
Did he badger you to play linebacker?
Oh yeah, well no, that's the thing about him. It's whatever I put him at. He knows I want him to play. He knows I want anybody to play that I think can play.
His mentality.
Yeah.
How did how did it come to be that he went at 160 to linebacker?
Well, he's just he was a tweener. You know, I even put him on the offensive line a little bit because it's where we needed him. You know, and he knows speed-wise running back. He's a little bit lacking just a hair, but he'll run the ball a few times this year. I'm gonna let him for sure, but. He's just kind of
defensive guy.
He's a defensive guy, and his leadership, he'll have the team rally around him, and he wants to win.
He's got that catcher's mentality.
Yeah, he
too,
does. He's tough, little rascal. He is as tough as they come.
How fun is it for you to coach your son? I mean, he's waited his turn. He got in there maybe a little bit before you had hoped he would because of the unfortunate injury to Brady Green, but he did get an opportunity.
Yeah, and it's different for sure. You know, this is my 20th season out here, and just the last couple of years I've got to coach my kid. You know, he's my only son, and so it's been different. But I kind of have an idea how all that goes with playing for my dad, and he's been out here a lot. So it's a little more nervy on me. It is just you're wanting him to do good. You don't want him to get hurt. You want to be a dad too, and you're wanting him to do good. And I want to make sure he was ready to do good and be able to play and handle that spot. And I think he is.
How much do you rely on what you remember playing for your dad, Pete, who was a longtime coach at Woodrow? How much do you rely on it and think back to say, I was the son, so I know the situation he's in.
Yeah, but and with my dad, we talked about it. All my brothers that played for my dad, we talked about that kind of stuff all the time. Some of us felt we should have started sooner, but he always made sure, there's no doubt that you're better than whatever the next is, and before I put you in there. And, last year he didn't. Brady Green started. Brady Green was better. Cal knew Brady Green was better. It wasn't.
Kids usually know that before the
exactly, and he wasn't a bit. But he trusted me and knew it, and then he got a chance to come on later on, and he did a pretty good job. But we switched things up. And he knew that would fit him more than Brady, and that's what you have to do with your quarterback anyway.
Generally speaking, on the line, tackle to tackle, who are those guys? And I think you got 4 senior returners and juniors at center.
Yes.
So from tackle to tackle, who are those guys?
Well, on the left,
talk about that unit.
Yeah, left tackle Colton Henderson, left guard Nate Hill, who is he's a monster. Junior Joey Calgar at center, who even played some as a freshman, but he's always been a center all the way up through, and he's excellent. Right guard Connor Davis, who was injured a lot last year, who we had on the offensive line, and we liked what he did, but he got injured very early. He's an excellent linebacker too. And then and he's a senior. And then at right tackle, John Cantley, who's started since the 10th grade. Big kid, and we got good size across there, and smart, and seniors, with just one junior.
Oh, but Gavin obviously was your back last year. You've got some younger guys, I think. How much will they benefit from having that? I mean, I've always thought that a great line can make a mediocre back look good, but a bad line can make a great back look mediocre.
No doubt, no doubt. And this line, you saw what kind of year Gavin had last year. Gavin was a heck of a runner, but
I think
this line opened some. This line didn't do a bad job, and it's pretty much the same bunch. This year at running back, we have Evan Romage and Caden Helmer, which will do a lot of the running. Helmer's one of our bigger defensive guys at linebacker, so he'll probably get spelled a time or two by a couple other guys. Romage will get a lot of carries. We're not going to play him defense much, and he's quick and can get with it.
How much are they going to benefit from that line?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it wide open. If you come through there and you can see the hole, and it's the light shining through it and saying, come on, run through here, they love to see that. Yeah, thank you. Oh, shoot. They'll be congratulating and thanking the line for holes and opening up, and I'm sure they're pretty comfortable and glad they're behind these guys instead of another unit.
Hey, Vince, I appreciate it.
No problem.